Welcome to the SignWriting stream, where we show, teach, and demo all about Sutton SignWriting. This week, the Sutton SignWriting Font Database package for Node. Let's get started. As always, go ahead and join us on our Gitter Open chat in the Sutton SignWriting community. Questions, comments, or any issues that you're having, be happy to help you out with. You can find the Font Database package on GitHub and NPM. We have extensive documentation, which we're going to take a look at right now. If you have an existing project you're working on and you want to use a font database, you can just do an npm install Sutton SignWriting Font Database. We're going to be using this as a standalone, so we're just going to go ahead and clone the Git repository. After we clone it, we're going to need to install the dependencies, so we're going to change directories into our new directory, and then we're going to do an npm install. All right, so git clone, we're going to do a cd font database and then an npm install. This is going to take a few minutes, so let's go ahead and back to the documentation. We'll take a look at our first function, fsw symbol SVG. Now this is only for Node. You can't use it in a browser because it needs to use the file system. There's the ISWA database that it accesses. And you'll notice that our function does not actually return a value. Instead, what it does is the processing can take a little while. So it says, give me a callback function. So when the value is ready, I'll send it back to you. And this, we just have a simple callback function where we're going to say, if there's an error, we'll print out the error. Otherwise, if we have the result, we'll actually just print out the result and tell you what the SVG is. As I was saying, this is only for Node. Can't use it in the browser. If you're going to be in the browser, you need to use the TrueType fonts. Let's take a look at the TrueType fonts real quick just to see the differences. Let's get rid of everything except for that first sign. Perfect. This sign right here is created with our TrueType fonts. We can actually take a look at it and we can inspect the element. So here is the SVG that we have created with, this is the TrueType fonts. When we open that up, we can see our text, and inside that text is our FSW string. And then we have these G transform, G for group and transform for the position, the XY values. When we open that up, we actually see we have some text inside. And we have a fill and a line. And this is the outside line, and also for the palm facing that we have actually right there on the inside of our symbol. Let's go ahead and go a little bit further and we'll do a view page source. And you can see right here we have our font face, Sutton SignWriting line, and Sutton SignWriting fill. These, if the fonts are installed on the user's computer, it will use the Sutton SignWriting line. If the fonts are not installed, it will install them from a URL. However, the font database is different. It does not need to use the TrueType fonts because everything is available on the server. All right, everything's installed. We are good to go. We can take a look at the directory. We can see a few, and here is that database folder. So let's do an ls. LTR database. You can see ISWA 2010, it's about 43 megabytes. All right. Now the first way that we can use, our package is we can use it in code. We can just say the constant font database equals, and we require that package we loaded. Or if we don't want to use the whole package or the library, we can just install or require a certain module. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to use it on the command line. Using on the command line is really simple. Node, which is our programming language, and then what we want to use it with. Let me take this whole command and just copy it. And go back to our command line. So we can paste in that command, and we're saying with Node, run the FSW sign SVG with this FSW string. And it returns our SVG. You'll notice in the SVG that it does not have that group and those texts. Instead, what we do is we have paths. We have our fill here, and we have our line as well. And if you look at the path data, you'll see that it is all data. This SVG is standalone. You don't need any TrueType fonts to use it, and it can be used in any SVG application that you want to use. Similarly, we can do node, FSW, symbol, SVG, and we can just pass it whatever symbol key we want, and we will get this standalone SVG returned. You can also put another one where we can have output.svg. And when we list our directory, we can see our output SVG right there. This also works for ping, so if we want to do node, FSW, symbol ping, that's 205.00. And it will actually give us our data image that we can use in HTML, or we can redirect that to a file, out.ping, and then there we have our ping image that we can use. Also, it comes in with a built-in server that you can use for applications or apps if you're running Node within there, and that is just as simple as npm run server. npm run server. Now this is going to be available at our local host. So we can open that up in a browser as well. We can say localhost at port 4200. And here we have just a general information here, and it has a bunch of links. So if we wanted to have a symbol image in SVG, we can see that it's localhost FSW symbol SVG. Let's get that a little bit bigger, so we'll give it a style string of zoom 4. Now if we did an inspect element on this, we would see that we have this SVG, and we have our groups, and we have our path data. Does not require TrueType fonts or anything like that. Rather than SVG, we can also do ping. Let's give it a background or a padding 10. There we go. There's our image, and when we look in there, we can see that it is actually using an image, and our source is right here. So you can use this server to generate symbol images or sign images. So that's just a quick demonstration of how we can use, how we can use the Font Database package. I hope that this is helpful, and I hope that you can use it.